9 handicap, looking to improve ball striking as well as stopping the ball from overdrawing the target from right to left. And looking at this video, that's exactly what it looks like had happened. Ball starts straight, ball draws away from your target. So there are two potential fixes as far as your ball flight is concerned, and we're speaking strictly in path and face. Variations of what you do with your body can adjust these, but generally speaking, if you're hitting the ball left, the takeaway position that you have with that club face is well too far closed. I like where your hands are, I like positionally where the club is, but a square face matches the spine angle, and right here you're probably 15 or so degrees closed already in the takeaway. Grip changes and just how you rotate your wrists can affect this as well, but again, like I said, look to match that spine angle. As you continue up to the top, I've seen a move similar to this before, and if I play it through, I want to see if anyone can guess who is going to be the torque comparison in a few moments. So write down in the comments who you think I will compare this swing against based on that transition. So aside from geeking out on that, let's get your path line up and talk a little bit more about that club face first, so we know it's closed in the takeaway. Let's check the wrist at the top. It looks fairly square with your, or flat with your left wrist here, and transitioning check P5 next. It has opened relative to where it was, but I'd say that's actually reasonably square at this point. The issue with this is it's been in the process of rotating closed, meaning it's open here and then you are releasing the club quite a bit to get that club face to close up and draw the ball from right to left. But I think all of that hand action through strike is unnecessary and can be fixed based on another move that we will talk about in a couple minutes. It's mostly about being able to get your low point more forward, but I digress on that. Let's continue on with the second potential fix for your ball flight. The first, if you fix your face, your path will still be likely square to in to out, but instead of starting the ball left and continue curving left, it will stay alongside the starting direction of that path if you keep the face square, and maybe even cut if you can square up your feet, because that closed stance is also playing into the theme of the trap draw. So dial that left foot back a little bit to square your feet up relative to the camera and target. You've got the ball set up well on the heel. I don't think you included much of that as a contact issue, more on the aspect of fat or thin, but by dragging that left toe back just a little bit, I think that ball will line up also more in the center of the face. But other than that, your general stance and posture look okay. Maybe want to push your butt back out just a little bit to really align the spine, but like I said, not bad. Let's evaluate that path now, which we know is going to come away to the upright side, which is a good move. I like your hand position, I like that club position, and then it will continue to work more upright with similarities to a Tour Pro. The traditional arm parallel to the top position is where most pros would ideally like to see their arm, but you do transition high of that and then get it back in the slot by tucking that trail elbow back into the side of your body and getting that club to get inside of your hands and inside of the trail forearm at your P5 position. Coming through strike, ball does look like it's a little bit more in the center of the face. Right arm does extend quite a bit on the way through, but the body continues to turn on that left heel as its pivot point, and the back foot eventually lifts up off the ground. So, directionally, path or face, I would prefer working on face first, so begin there and see how that adjusts your ball flight. Based on your contact issues, we spoke briefly about that trail foot and also about the trail elbow. So if I point those two out again, let's watch the trail foot first. Nothing doing here as you're transitioning to the top, maybe overly flexed and a little bit on your toes, but transitioning back down, knee flex looks all right. Left leg is posting up, which is clearing your body, but all the while your back foot has not moved, and you've already struck the ball and it's planted. Now it continues to lift or rise up just due to the alleviation of turning your body and finishing the swing. If you kept it planted any longer, I foresee some major issues in the lower back. So there was nothing giving any power from that back foot. You weren't delivering that club with any added speed by using your force from the back foot or using your legs. So if you can, from that top position, while you're dropping that club back down or ringing the bell, try to start pushing off your back foot like a pitcher on the mound. That should get your weight to come more forward as well and stop your low point issues from being behind the ball. More of that push does directly influence a more forward low point. The second move here is more of what's going on with your trail elbow through your strike. So the trail elbow, as it transitions, tucks in nicely to the side of your body and then will begin to extend right here into strike as you're reaching those arms away from your body. That movement here coincides with a bit of an early extension of the spine as you're jumping up to create space. I wouldn't say that's that bad, and not to focus too much on that now because I've already given you a lot on your plate. Now, for the fun part, your tour comparison. Freddie Couples, and if anyone guessed that in the comments, congratulations, you don't win anything. But it's a good thing to know what kind of swing resembles Freddie Couples because he is notoriously one of the smoothest, sweetest golf swings in the game. Now we're going to freeze right at impact and look at two things. Trail foot, trail elbow. We know the path had all of the similarities for path and face, maybe not as closed on the takeaway, but that trail foot has severely pushed off laterally, bringing the low point more forward, and the trail elbow remaining flexed is what allows him to keep that club lagging behind and keep that spine angle tilted more down all the way, not just to, but through impact, until that back foot again alleviates off the ground. So lots of information there for you. I hope you can digest that in a couple different ways that make sense and in order. Work on the face first, then I would say your back foot with the push off the trail leg, and then finally keep that right elbow tucked so you can bring everything together and stop that ball from overdrawing your target. Good luck. Sendaswing.com.